I think it was probably about 3 episodes ago I said we'll check Stefan's book and see if we can find some of this stuff. And at that time I was talking about the companionway that, goes up the side of the ship. But anyway, yesterday we did this one. This is the port side, by the way. The ship is actually going away from us. And yeah, there's some other pictures of this ladder. Actually, I can show you a much better one. Okay, here we go. Same ladder. Only I believe it's on the starboard side. And again, on the starboard side. Now, as for the one we're going to be working on today, there's only a couple of places that I could find it. There's this one, and this one. And you'll notice the platform on the bottom that we're going to have to try and fasten on. And you'll notice the hinge up here at the top. Anyway, that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, once again, this is not a photograph. This is a computerized drawing. But I would imagine it's very accurate. Now, yeah. I guess I broke that off yesterday. I don't know when I did it. I do remember once that I brushed against it because I could feel it on my arm. Didn't brush very hard. I could just feel something sort of tickle my arm. And anyway, I found it on the deck. And I'm noticing that there is absolutely no damage to this part or to the piece that it broke off. And yeah, I don't know if you remember, but a few episodes back, we had very precariously glued it, onto the other part. And I was thinking, I'll glue it back on. And then I thought, you know what? Why don't I wait until I do the rigging? Because there's a good chance that I could catch it again. There's stuff sticking out, and so I'm going to wait until I do the rigging. Like the aerials and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I didn't have to show you that, but I like to show it as it happens, and yeah. Maybe I should have said we did this, or I could have said you did it. Okay, we have 6 of those, and they're all identical, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Now, I had hoped to use my rubber-tipped tweezers, but I'm using them right now to hold this piece. So I guess I might have to do a little repainting, but I'm going to have to be doing a lot of touch-up later anyway. So, okay, I do believe... Let me get myself turned around here. If we can put it at an angle like this, something like that, just wedge it in there and then glue it. I'll stick the macro lens on once I get it positioned. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can catch what I'm trying to do here. Once again, I will put the macro lens on, but what I'm trying to do is just get it basically lined up so that you can sort of see what's going on here. At least I hope you can. Okay, now if this was to drop down in there, like that, and could be held at that angle, maybe if I was to put waxed paper or something down instead of ordinary paper, because I do want to use the CA. Okay, now I'll slip the macro lens on because you can, you got the idea of what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, I know, I said I was going to put the macro lens on, but once the macro lens goes on, I'll be moved in so close that you're not going to be able to pick up on this stroke of brilliance that's going on here. I think I got everything at the right angle. You'll see these 6 little uprights that go to the railing. Well, I want to try and have it so that this piece right here is at right angles to those 6 uprights, and I think I pretty well got it at the right angle there. Okay, now we'll put on the macro lens. Now you should be able to see how it's supposed to go there. If I can get it to come down and just the bottom of the stringers fit into those 2 little slots there. Now if I can just push this back a bit, the one on your side looks okay. Oh, very, very gently here. Very gently. Alright. Now if I can just get a little tiny droplet of CA right there and right there. By the way, this is waxed paper. Cereal box paper. And it looks like it's at the right angle, that the base is 90 degrees to the uprights on the railing. At least it looks right from my perspective. Come on, get down there. Doesn't want to get into the crack. Oh, it moved out on me. Very carefully poke it back. There. Okay. I'm just going to wait now until that cures, and then I'll do the other side, your side. Several minutes has passed now, and I imagine that if we try to move this, it's going to stay together. I think it's actually quite strong. I mean, strong for its size, comparatively speaking. And as long as we don't catch anything on this little platform, it's not going to break off. At least that's the plan. Well, here we are, back to where we were before. And I still have not cut the pegs off the bottom. Do they feel like they want to go in? Yeah, they sort of do. It's a tight fit, though. The ladder is tight up against the side of the hull here. I think I better cut those off. Or, how would it be if I enlarged the hole on the deck? That might be a better idea. Sort of try and work the hole in this direction. Now, it may be a little hard to see, but I took a file and I sort of filed those pegs down so that they're, like half pegs, if you know what I mean. And that should be able to allow me to have the platform a little bit more this way. Well, let's try it out instead of talking about it. Yeah, let's glue it down there. I'm pressing down pretty hard. I'm probably marking the paint, but we're going to have to repaint anyway. Okay, I just want to soften the plastic here. I don't think it's in the hole. Now I realize I'm blocking your light here. Okay, I think it's in the hole now. It's not straight. I think when it evaporates and hardens, I think it's going to be fairly strong. Unfortunately, I can quite well imagine it's going to end up getting snapped off. But I guess I just got to start learning to be much more careful. Okay, you can see that's not moving at all now. So the extra thin is hardened probably about as good as it's going to get here. I think it's probably safe to try and hook the goalposts up. Yeah. Now I don't think it matters which one we take. They're all pretty much the same. And my thinking is that if I squeeze them together down here and have it so it's sort of sprung with these hooks, you might call them. This reminds me of a gaff from when I used to go fishing. Anyway, I don't think you can legally use those anymore, but when I was a teenager and did a lot of fishing, we had a gaff. And it was sort of a spring-loaded thing. There, just have it so it's a little bit more squeezed together than it's supposed to be. Then when I hook it into the, I find one of those other ladders. Okay, there's little tiny holes at the bottom of the stringers there, and I think this is supposed to hook into that little hole there. I should maybe be doing a dry run on this one here, although I don't know why I want to waste the time. Supposed to go something like this. I'm trying to hold it so you can see it too. You know what, I should really have my macro lens on for this. Why don't I do that? I'll just slip the macro lens on. Just take me a minute. Yeah, I think that's going to work out okay. Why not? Okay. Now let's put it on the one on the ship. Very carefully here. Now I was noticing how very, very badly I got the tweezers right in front of the main action and that last scene there. So I'm going to try not to do that this time. So I'm hoping now I've got everything at the right angle that you can actually see when I'm trying to attempt to get the little hooks into those little holes. I'm going to put the macro lens on again. This went a lot easier before. Oh, I think I got it. I think I bent it though, but maybe I can straighten that after. Yeah, I think I can probably straighten that out. There, I think I got it. Now, let's see if we can hook it onto the thing at the top. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but at the very bottom of this part that I'm touching right now, there's a little peg or pin or something that runs out to the right. I'm not talking about the two that are on the top, but on the bottom is a little tiny. I'm just touching it now. Anyway, I don't know if we can get this to come up and hook on there or not. I haven't tried it. Everything I'm doing is for the first time. You're seeing it, excuse me, along with me. And yeah, wonder which tweezers I should use there. I find these, these rubber coated ones are good for not scraping the paint off, but for some reason they're hard to manipulate something like this, whereas the metal ones are a little easier. Well, let's just try our rubber ones here. I'm going to have to get myself at a different angle. I can't see the hole in that part at the top. Did I get it? No, that was lucky. Now, as you can imagine, this is just very precariously hooked on there. And I'm afraid that if I touch it, it's going to fall off. And I want to put as little CA on as possible. So once again, we're going to have to ask Ian to give us a hand. Okay, just put a little tiny bit of tension on that. Now, it did look like we got some on there, from my standpoint anyway, but I couldn't tell if it had wicked its way into the joint where it was needed. So, the super macro. It does appear that the CA glue wicked its way down to where that peg goes through the little hole, and that's the main thing. Now, about tomorrow's video, it might possibly be a little bit on the shorter side, and here's why. 2 reasons, actually. First of all, as you know, I quite often start tomorrow's video today, if you know what I mean. In the evening, I'll often work on it a little bit, but I won't be doing that today because I've got other plans. So, second reason, we have to make 5 more of these companionways. They're almost exactly like what you've just seen, so I won't be videoing it. That's going to take quite a bit of time. So I think that's probably it for today. Thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.